Hi, I'm Marie Wagner, and I am here today with Nicole Crane. Hey there, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing really well today. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for being here with me.
My
And
pleasure.
yeah, and so I'm going to do a little introduction about how you and I first met. Um, well, it was back in 2018 in Mexico, and we were both attending Layla Martin's Sex, Love, and Relationship retreat. And we ended up partnering together for our very first breathwork session. And we've been friends and coaching colleagues ever since. And as well as being a coach, Nicole also has a 16-year history in the sex industry. So today I'm inviting Nicole to chat with me about an intriguing online program that she has developed called the Courtesan Queen that is launching September 21st. Hey, Nicole, it is so good to have you here today. Thanks for joining me.
You're so welcome. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd like to start off with just talking about what led you here today. And my first question is about what led you into Layla Martin's coaching program. But before we get into that, I just want to explain for those who don't know, Layla Martin is a sex expert and diva in the realm of Tantra and love. She is widely known on her YouTube channel and for her promotion of empowering all genders through tantric practices in her online courses, including her Tantric Institute of Integrated Sexuality, where she offers her year-long coaching program. So, Nicole, how did you first hear about Layla Martin's Sex, Love, and Relationship coaching program, and what made you want to enroll in it?
The way that I found it was actually through a free offering about creating energy in your body that I saw on a Facebook ad. And then after I signed up for that, I got an offer to receive her free Epic Lover ebook. And so I found that really intriguing. And because of that ebook, I decided that I was going to teach Tantra, even though I've never had any training in it. And I quit my real estate job to focus on that. And a few months later, I found out about her sex, love, and relationship coaching program. And by that point, I had realized that I don't really have the discipline to learn what I needed to know to be able to teach that methodology to other people. So when the money kind of fell into place, it was like an obvious choice for me and something that I've never regretted going forward for. It's only brought amazing, beautiful things into my life, yourself included. So it just opened so many doors for me.
Awesome. And Nicole, you're pretty open about your career in the sex industry. Can you tell the viewers a little more about that?
Sure. So I started dancing in 2004 in Madison, Wisconsin. I was actually living with a professional dominatrix at the time, and I did a little ride along to work with her, thinking that that might be something that I was interested in. And it was like way too intense of a world for me. So when I found out that one of my childhood friends was a stripper, I was just so intrigued. And I was like, oh my God, you make all this money and you have all this like hot energy from all these guys. And I was just like so intrigued. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And this guy that I was dating at the time had done some renovation work for the local strip club. And I went in for a audition, and that was the end of it. Like, I had so much fun, I forgot to take my top off. And it was totally hooked ever since. So I've been pretty lucky and empowered to make that career what I needed it to be over the past couple of decades. Sometimes it was just a paycheck. Sometimes it was an emotional support system with the other dancers who I kind of consider to be my sorority sisters in a sense, kind of like the women from the SLRC Vita coaching program. It's just one of those experiences that like outsiders don't really know how to relate to. And so it creates like a really special bond. And then also it's been like a networking opportunity to meet like-minded business people and even investors from time to time. So it's been a really cool experience that I wouldn't trade for anything.
Oh, well, that's really cool. I didn't know some of that stuff about your what brought you into the industry, so it's really great. Thanks for sharing that.
Sure. Yeah.
And I would like to talk now about your newest offering, the Courtesan Queen. So when I've mentioned to a few people about the Courtesan Queen, some people have asked me, what is a courtesan? So first of all, for those who don't know, I would ask you, how would you define a courtesan?
So a courtesan is a woman who, during the Renaissance times and then moving forward, would entertain or be in a romantic relationship with kings or noblemen. And technically, they were sex workers because they were compensated pretty well, actually, for their time and their attention that they would spend with these highly elevated men in these like power positions.
Okay, so what inspired you to create the Courtesan Queen, Nicole?
So it was actually born out of a book that I'm still working on, How to Fuck a Rock Star. So since the book is actually a memoir and less of a how-to manual, I mean, there are aspects of that, but I decided that if women really wanted to learn how to seduce high-profile men, I should have a course for that. And so um, I also like to have two projects going on at once. So when I was creating How to Flirt Like a Stripper, all the pieces that wouldn't fit into that course kind of started fleshing out the bones of Courtesan Queen. And then all the archetypes are different personas that I naturally developed while I was seducing different important and famous people in real life.
And would these archetypes, would you be using them in while you were stripping as well?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess it was a little less intentional when I was dancing. Like I had a stripper persona, Nikita, who, I mean, I guess that she kind of also like transcended or like switched from time to time depending on the era of my life that I was in. Like I definitely had like a seduce and destroy era, which was kind of like when I first danced. I just wanted the money. I didn't really care about people's feelings. It was more of like an earn and burn model where I wasn't really like looking towards the long term. Like I didn't really realize like that this was going to be a career for me. So then in the middle, it was more like creating friendships and real dynamics. And when that started to harm my real life and my real relationships, it switched to more of like a priestess model, which is a lot of the energy that I bring into Courtesan Queen, where it's more healing dynamics that satisfy and create a real connective experience for both people. So I think that that's kind of where Nikita morphed into towards the end.
Uh, wow, wow, that's really cool.
Thank you.
So So what will be, like, if can you explain what would be the general layout of the program for people that are interested in possibly signing up to your Courtesan Queen?
Sure. Yeah. So these women will be learning how to seduce people that are used to receiving a lot of attention. Like across the board, I kind of use the term rock star, but that can apply to anyone who's high profile, whether they're rich men or like a popular bartender at the local bar, things like that. So they'll be learning specific skills like stripper floor work techniques, how to do hair, makeup, and different fashion techniques that are highly glamorous and like convey a specific message. And then we'll also be going into sex tips and tricks as well as sex magic to give them a total edge in seduction. And then this also helps women have an embodied experience of being an irresistible seductress and what it feels like to hold that energy in her body. So when it comes time for her to make her big move, she's not going to get frozen with fear or like run away. Because I feel like if we don't practice these things and we're not used to holding that level of energy in our bodies, a lot of times that fight or flight instinct kicks in and we kind of get in our own way. So it's really like practicing and normalizing these highly sensational feelings inside of our bodies. And then there's a whole other aspect of mindset work, which is kind of like the glue that holds all the progress together and kind of helps to propel it in a specific direction.
Wow. And you did mention archetypes earlier, and would you mind like getting into the archetypes a little bit more, what you'll be kind of exploring in the Courtesan Queen?
Sure, I love that part so much. I've kind of gotten to explore like my like nerdier, geekier, hardcore mythology side because a lot of the work that we do is based on different goddesses and tarot cards to kind of weave different backgrounds into these specific archetypes. But there's so much ease and pleasure playing into these existing stereotypes and like familiar iconic roles. It kind of makes it easy to know what to do when you're seducing someone. So if you kind of think of it as like adopting a persona or a specific role, um, the unexpected benefit of that is that your sparring partner or your target, however you want to think about that, kind of also knows how to respond to that, just kind of at an unconscious or subconscious level. So many of these ideas are really deeply ingrained in our society. So like this isn't one of my archetypes, but if you're a damsel, then your crush kind of knows to like show up as your white knight if he wants to impress you. Or if you're the ingenue, which is one of my archetypes, then they get to be the leader or the teacher or the person who knows how things work and they want to show you and like share with you. So it really creates a space for your potential lover, um, for them to enter your existence, and it shows them that they're welcome there. So it's really satisfying for both people on an energetic level that goes even more deeply than exploring these like really sexy and fun and playful archetypes. So that's why it's like such a juicy program.
Oh, I know. Like, I'm so excited. I'm actually signing up for your program.
Yay!
So I'm really, really excited about it. And the
Me too.
archetypes are what, like it was like when I saw the archetypes there, because they are so deep and they do go into, our collective unconscious, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you said, it kind of sets the stage, your role sets the stage for your potential lover to respond and to be able to fit into your world. So I think that's really exciting. It's such a cool concept, Nicole. I'm really excited for you coming up with this program and actually delivering the program. So great. And you have a little video clip that you're going to share with us. And this is based, well, maybe you want to explain a little bit of the video clip before you show it or as you're
Sure.
showing.
Yeah, I mentioned that one of the practice weeks is, well, actually, two of them are based on dancing. And I'm not really a pole professional, so I think of when people think of like stripper dancing, they kind of think specifically of pole work. So I feel like this clip kind of speaks for itself and explains a little bit more deeply what floor work actually looks like. So I'm gonna pull that up. Um, oh, okay, here we go. Where is it? Oh, show all windows. Okay, here we are. Okay.
Are we going to see all your windows?
I hope not. I forgot to close everything. So, okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Wow. That was really hot.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me share that. I feel like it kind of speaks for itself in a way that I can't really explain in words. So it's really helpful.
So, like, is that going to be kind of like lessons then? Are you, how will people be, like, how will the students be practicing that, for example?
Yeah. So I'm not professionally trained as a teacher, but I have helped different women inside and outside of the strip club learn some of those floor moves. So I do have some experience teaching those specific moves. And so every week we'll have a different practice session. So two of them are floor work, two of them are beauty, two of them are sex tips, and one of them is sex magic. And so during the floor technique weeks, I'll share a pre-recorded video of me teaching these techniques, also providing practice time. So you're kind of going to do them along with me on the video. And then I'm going to be watching the recording and available on the chat. So it will be on Zoom. That way, if people have questions, we can pause the recording and I can address them. But it kind of, if people are in the groove and people are like really feeling the moves and they're taking to them naturally, then it doesn't interrupt the same way that like me getting on the camera and then getting down on the floor is kind of disruptive. So it's a mix between pre-recorded and live interaction. So that way the fast learners aren't held back by the slower learners. And then if people are just like, my body doesn't even do this, this is what's happening for me, then we can pause and, they can come on camera and I can address what's going on for them, and it'll be interactive if you're available to come to the live sessions. And then all of the sessions are recorded so that if you can't make it to the live session, you don't miss out, and then you get to experience it kind of in a group setting on the recording, and then you have access to all of those recordings basically forever so that you can reference them if you ever want to in the future.
Wow, that's awesome. And are there going to, like, will there be homework in between the sessions?
Yes. So I kind of, in my mind, like there are two different versions, even though you get to pick and choose what you want to engage in and what doesn't interest you. But in my mind, I'm calling it the girls just want to have fun version. So if you're kind of doing that route and just kind of like playing with the ideas and just experiencing them with like no specific direction that you're going in or no specific goal in mind through the program, the homework is going to be about 5 to 20 minutes a day, just little embodiment practices or verbalizing asking practices to help you use your voice and cultivate normalizing and like stripping away fear from asking for your needs and your desires, which is a side focus of the program and a huge key into getting what you want. And so these practice exercises kind of help you build the things that you're learning into your everyday repertoire. And then the second track is kind of like the women just want to get results version. And so that's where you take the mindset training, which I'm calling the sexy brain gym training. That's, if you want to hit that full force, it will add about an extra 15 minutes a day to really like integrate and solidify that, which is going to help you get results. And it's for like those more goal-oriented, like one of my best friends says that when I go after something, I just like grab onto it like a pit bull and I don't let go. So for women who are like that, it'll probably be like between half an hour to an hour a day if you really want to dedicate that much time to it.
Wow. And the whole program is how long?
It's 8 weeks total. So one of the weeks is kind of like a introductory welcome week. It's a little bit lighter on the homework. And then there's a closure call slash coronation call where we get our crowns and we celebrate all of our progress and everything that we've learned, and we get to say goodbye to each other and like really have that closure that some programs don't offer. It's like you have your last module and then everyone disappears, and it's kind of heartbreaking sometimes. So I don't want the women that commit to this to have that experience. So there are only 6 modules. but it is over the span of 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, and then are you also offering an opportunity to combine the Courtesan Queen with one-on-one coaching?
Yes. Yeah. I find that a group setting is too general for some people. So I added that option for women who really like need focused time set aside where someone holds their hand the whole time, holds their focus the whole time, and makes sure that they don't like wiggle away or get distracted from doing the work. Um, I attract some pretty type A types who that's the only way that they're going to focus for long enough to get through a program without getting pulled away in 16 different directions. So I love making sure that women like that who aren't as self-motivated and directed by just online passive interactions to make sure that they get those results too.
Yeah, and I can also speak from that point of view of one-on-one coaching, and really receiving one-on-one coaching is very, there's nothing like it, because it's just all about you, right? So it's really, really focused and really targeted. So I think it's super valuable.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Thank you.
Since we're both coaches, it makes
Yes,
sense,
yes,
right?
yes, totally. Yeah. Well, thank you
So,
for drawing that out. I don't think a lot of
yeah,
people really understand what the benefit of that is, so I appreciate you touching on that.
yeah, yeah, you bet. I mean, yes, so valuable. And so I think we're drawing to a close to this little talk and little interview, whatever you want to call this.
Yeah.
And so for more information on the Courtesan Queen, we'll be providing a link, and it's going to talk, you can go to that link for early bird pricing, because you do have some deals
Yes.
if you sign up in the first week. And then also, what else? Just with more information on the dates of the course.
Yeah.
Your launch date is when? October 1st or 4th?
So the first module drops on the 2nd of October, and then our first practice call happens on Tuesday, October 6th. So I like to give you the whole weekend to kind of digest and experience the modules before we meet in person. So it's kind of like the welcome week, the first week of October. And then on the 6th is when we all kind of get together and we do a welcome call as well as a beauty call. So that's why that first week is a little bit light, because we're just easing into things and getting acquainted. I don't want to overwhelm people with so much information and so much homework. But yeah, all the dates and the specifics and which dates and what times everything are on the website.
Perfect. And I do want to ask if, if somebody looks at the program and they're like, oh, I just can't do it right now. Um, would you be offering this again in the future?
Yes. So this is the only time that I'm offering this for the rest of 2020. But in the future, if I get an enthusiastic response, I intend to run it 3 or 4 times a year, every year going forward, because I've had so much fun going through this, and I just really love the headspace that I get to be in when I facilitate this program. So I'm really in love with it. So it will definitely be offered again in the future.
Well, and I can also say, Nicole, like from what I've been seeing on your social media comments, women are really excited about this, and they're really enthusiastic, including myself. So I think
Yes.
I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Me too.
So yeah, so we'll put the link down in the comments or after this segment. And I just want to really thank you, Nicole, for taking the time from your program launch and to be here with me today and to talk to the viewers about Courtesan Queen and about your life. And I wish you the best of success with this course as well as with your coaching. And hopefully we can do this again
Oh,
sometime.
I would love that so much. And I love the direction you're heading in right now. So I'm really excited to see your impact on the world as well. And this was super fun to do. So thank you for inviting me.
Yay. Well, take care and
You too.
we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
And thanks
you.
to everybody for watching.
Thank
Bye.
you.